Hello, my name's Tina MacDonald, and today I'd like to do a counselling conversation around catastrophising. So it's a thought, I suppose most people would think of it or know it as black and white thinking, all or nothing. But it's actually about a catastrophic moment. It's a thought from something very mundane that's happened and it becomes blown up out of proportion. For some people, it's become a coping strategy in their lives, perhaps from a traumatic situation or from an abusive childhood, where they have become used to believing the all or nothingness. And normally it's applied to themselves and about how useless they are, how it's always that way, this is it, we're always stuck in that moment, and the ending will always be the same. I think the word always is something that gets connected with the brain waves and the thought patterns, and that then makes it feel real. It makes it feel like, well, I have no choice. This is how it is. This is how it's always going to be. So it's the ability to blow something up completely out of proportion. For some people this happens once in a while, and it might completely take them by surprise in that, whoa, where did that come from? That was something so small, and yet it felt massive. For other people, as I've said, it becomes a coping strategy. It becomes a way of explaining why there's no point. A way of explaining, well, we know what the outcome is, so therefore. To give you an example, it can be a very small, mundane incident. So I dropped my toast on the floor. Most people would say, oh, pick it up. 5-second rule or not, whatever they would do with it. But for some people who are trapped in the cycle of catastrophic thinking, they would go into automatic pilot, black or white thinking, all or nothing. You know, they would then engage with it, it would whoosh, it would accelerate away, and off we go. So then it would be, oh, you're so useless, why do I always do that? Well, there you go again, what a clumsy Clara. All of those things are because this part of the synapses, the negative side, have been fed to believe that this is so. You know, I've always been clumsy, therefore I always will be. I've always been unhappy, I've always been useless, this is all pointless. You know, whatever it is that the point of reference that's become normal for any situation that you engage with in this manner. So counselling can help give you a new perspective. It's about reminding you that you have the choice to look for the pause. So there's that pause between the toast hitting the floor and the starting of the cycle of process of catastrophic thought, and the pause to be engaged with. So instead of engaging with the process, engage with the pause. And the pause helps remind you that in that brief moment, a breath, that's all it is, that it's happened, and it's happened right now, and it can be encouraged to stay within that pause, to stay within the now. So to help counteract, there are lots of different ways and processes, and again, as we've spoken in other videos, different counselling theories approach these things in different ways, but the main result is to help you realise that in that pause you're grounding yourself in right now. It's also helpful when you're with a counsellor to be able to have a curiosity around Where did this come from? Why do I have this as a coping strategy? Was it something I swallowed whole when I was a child and somebody kept telling me that I was useless? And so therefore that's my first point of call. I've always been told it, it must be so. I've never had the courage to actually bring it into the now and question it. And question, through that counselling relationship, whether it's with a counsellor and you're in the same room together when we're not in a pandemic and things are normal and you can do whatever the normal is, and you can do that face-to-face work together, or online. I mean, I do most of my counselling online, and you still develop a therapeutic space together. And in that space, you can have a look at, why does the repeat loop happen? Where did that repeat loop come from? And is it really helpful to stay in that? Because you're making it as though it's the reality that you only have the option to go to, rather than it's part of a set of scenarios that if you can catch the pause, you don't have to go down the black and white thinking. What you can do is give yourself an alternative outcome, and that is, it happened. It's not the end of the world. The toast fell. Full stop. Now what are my options? Not that I need to now go and mentally beat myself up, and I also need to keep feeding that fire of belief, of yes, I am clumsy, I am this, I am all of those things. And it's about working together within our therapeutic space to be able to develop a sense of somebody else that's inside. So I'm going to finish this video here. My next video will be looking at the inner critic, and the one after that will be looking at your sense of self-esteem. And it's going to kind of join it all together, because that how you talk to yourself is really important, and about being kind. There's lots on social media everywhere about being kind in general to others, absolutely. But sometimes, it's kind of like when you're in an aeroplane and they talk about, sort your own air first. Sometimes that's what you need to do. And I think during this pandemic, people are forgetting to do that. And the catastrophic thoughts take you into, well, I'm not really a part of any of it. It's not really important. But actually, it's the most important. Sort yourself, and then you can help sort others. So in amongst all of this, I think the point of this is saying black and white isn't all there is. The world is full of multiple colours, multiple options, different choices. And sometimes we forget that that includes us and how we speak to ourselves. So as always, please subscribe. Please leave me some comments below and take the video in the manner with which it's given. And that's to be helpful, offered in love, and from a genuine place. And have a look at the Facebook page, Tina McDonald Counselling, and stay safe out there. And thank you for your time today. Thanks, bye-bye.